in this video we're going to have a look at improving our posters. In the description below I'll put the links to the different red, amber, green sections so you can skip to the bit, but on the screen now you can see a before and an after poster so you know what we're aiming for. Okay, so the first things first, we're going to look at the information we've got written. Saying Sheffield City Centre isn't actually very useful. Sheffield City Centre is a massive place, and actually that's written like a paragraph. What I'm going to do first of all is replace Sheffield City Centre with Sheffield City Hall, and I'm going to rewrite what was originally there to make it short and snappy. So there's no full sentences, it's almost like I'm writing in bullet points. What I'm then going to do is go to Insert Image and search the web, and I'm going to search for some icons to put next to my key bits of information. So I'm going to include 3 icons, an icon for the location, an icon for the time and the date, and a third and final icon for the price. I'm going to recolour this one using the format options so it's black and matches the colour scheme of the other 3. And then what I need to do is resize them so they're all about the same size. Okay, so next I'm going to format the word art. So I'm going to click on the word art and go to format options. I'm going to play around with the different settings for the drop shadow, so that's the shadow behind it. And then I'm going to add an ever so slight reflection. What you need to be careful of is going over the top, because if you go over the top it often looks cheesy and makes the poster look not official. So now I've rewritten my text, I don't need this text box at all anymore, so I'm going to delete it. And instead what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stretch this text box across so it fills the entire width of the poster. I'm going to space the writing out so it's easier to read, and then move the little icons next to the key parts that they're talking about. Now what you need to remember to do is use the guidelines to make sure that everything is aligned neatly. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to improve the layout of this poster. So I've decided I'm just going to have one ginormous picture in the background. I'm going to crop it down so that it fits. And actually what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to resize this so that it is portrait rather than landscape. So what you do is you swap it to custom and you change it to 7.5 by 10. You don't have to do this if you don't want, but that's what I've decided I'm going to do. What I'm now going to do is put the picture so it fills the back. So again, when the guidelines turn red, it tells me when I'm at the edge of the page, so I know when to stop. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in a rectangle shape in the bottom left hand corner where my text is going to go. I'm going to fill it in black. Get rid of the line on the outside, and I'm going to rotate my text box and resize it slightly and put it over the top. Okay, so it's really important that you right click, go to order and bring to front, and this will place it on top. Okay, so I'm rotating it and moving it on top of the rectangle, but now I probably want to get rid of the background colour. Okay, so now I want to colour it in transparent, and I want to select the text, and I'm going to need to change that to not be black anymore. I'm going to go for white. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at formatting my icons so that they stand out. So I'm going to have this one yellow so it matches my title. I'm also going to move it to the front before I move it, otherwise I'm not going to be able to find it behind the triangle. And I'm going to do the same with this one. But as you can see, this time it's not letting me recolour, so I'm going to need to get rid of this icon and put a different icon in. So I'll just search the web again for a different icon. I've also seemed to have lost my pound sign icon, so I'll pop that one back in as well. So for this one, I can't recolour it, but because it does have white in the background, it should stand out okay, so it doesn't actually matter too much. So I'm just going to resize it down, rotate it. Probably doesn't need to say tickets anymore because it implies it's a ticket because it's got a cost, and this one actually works quite nicely as well because again it's got a white background. So what I'm going to do now is to make it look a little bit more symmetrical, I'm going to put another black triangle in the top corner. I'm going to rotate it so it fits in, and now I'm going to need to move my logo to the front. And I'm going to make it not bold anymore as well. For the next thing, I'm going to need to add in some social media icons. So you don't need to go crazy and add them all in, it's up to you which ones you pop in. I'm going to go for Facebook, Twitch, because it's esports, and Instagram. Okay, I'm going to use the icon to zoom in and just resize all of these, because I think it would probably look better if all three of them were in a row. So I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. And again, you can see I'm using the grid lines to make sure that the height and the width and the size are all the same. And now I'm going to add in a text box. Make sure that my font matches all the other fonts and the colour is yellow as well. I'm going to use the alignment tools. And underneath, I'm going to assume that this company has the same social media handle for all of them. And then finally, I'm going to add in another text box, colour it in black and change the font to white. Make sure that the font matches again and the alignment tools are the same. And I'm going to put the company's website address so people know where to go to buy tickets. Okay, so for the green task, you need to add in a hook. Now, a hook is a reason why someone should go to your event as opposed to going to other events. If you advertise an event, you want someone to turn up and you want their money. So it needs to be something that makes your event unique or stand out or different. I'm going to go for an exclusive, but your event could be cheap or it could be trying to help a charity, but it needs to have some sort of appeal to people. It needs to make people want to go. So all I'm going to do now is add in some information about what makes my event different to all of the other events out there. I'm going to make sure though that it matches the colour scheme. So I'm changing the fill colour to blue, and I'm going to add some writing underneath. Now what you can do is draw a shape and write in the shape. My problem is I rotated my rectangle to be upside down. So if I try writing in this rectangle by right clicking on it and going to edit text, unfortunately my writing is going to appear upside down as well, so that's not going to work for me. Now your layout doesn't need to look exactly the same as mine, so it's up to you what shapes you put in, and it might work for you. So what I'm going to have to do is draw a text box. I'm going to format it to make sure it's the same font in the same colour, and I'm then going to have to make it fit into that rectangle shape myself by pressing enter and putting things onto new lines. Okay, so again, it's just a reminder to make sure that when you are formatting text or images, don't go crazy. You need to make sure it doesn't look too cheesy, because the cheesier it looks and the more extreme you go with these options, it's going to look unofficial and it's going to look like it was made by someone who doesn't really know what they were doing. So subtle is best. And there we go, finished poster.